Welcome, everyone, to this episode of the Trisbrina Show, where tonight we're going to be talking about sour moods.
Oh, yeah.
Snarky responses. And grumpy attitudes that are just habits that we've been practicing.
Yeah, and nobody wants to be reactive. Nobody wants to be in this negative place, but sometimes you just feel like it's just the way I am. It's just the way I feel. I can't help it, and with time, what happens? Energy starts to dictate your actions, and your actions dictate your life results.
Yeah, so tonight we're going to be talking about what we can do about those feelings to shift them into a better place before no one wants to be around us.
Yeah, like, see ya. Hanging out with you. All right, well, we think this is going to be a juicy conversation. Join into the conversation with us. Hi, Barbara. Hello, Elise. Hello, all you lovely peoples. Hi, Charles, Miss Bonnie, Radhika, Jennifer. All right. Anybody been feeling a little grumpy lately? Oh, we have a new light that is upon us.
Literally.
Literally
it was
falling on us.
almost upon us.
Oh, well. Well, we have a very interesting color spectrum tonight. My lighting coach will have a word with me about it, I'm sure. All right, so grumpy. I don't know anything about ever feeling grumpy. You guys ever feel grumpy? Because it's almost like we said in the opening, it's a habit, and all of a sudden you notice you're just being grumpy, but you don't even know why. Anybody have that? Or you just like, I don't even know why. I'm in a sour mood.
Mm-hmm. And it goes like you're sour on the inside, so everything that comes out of you towards others, it's from a lens of a sourpuss lens. Everything that someone else says, everything that someone else does, whether you know them or not, you're assuming that they're doing it to hurt you, they're doing it to cheat you, poor you, you're a victim. Like you start seeing through this lens of grumpy, just like when you see through rose-colored glasses, when you're feeling like very positive and you're expecting miracles and you're open to positivity, you just assume everyone is all good. You're moving through life from this place of expecting the best out of people.
Yeah. I remember one scene years ago in the movie The Secret, right? Back in like 2006 when that came out. And they were showing like the person stubbed their toe. And then it set up a certain feeling, right? And they were showing that emanation of energy from the body and the brain. And then, like, after they stubbed their toe, then something else bad happened. And it was this kind of cycle that you fall into. I think that's a very good depiction of what happens, right? Because your energy dictates what's going to show up and what you're going to call in or how you're going to respond to something. Yeah. So it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Mm-hmm. So you got to catch it. That's key, right?
It's like you get up and something happens and you go, oh, no, it's going to be one of those days. You're like casting a spell.
That's true. It's like a spell.
May as well wave your little fairy wand. It's going to be, bing, one of those days.
We did a show not long ago on You Get What You Expect. And so we're really talking in a similar vein, just on the other side of that, like coming from a negative, grumpy place. Now, we've had some examples of this in our own life, so we're always teaching ourselves, but we've also had some interesting exchanges with people where they've helped us to see the habit. So we're not at all coming from a place of judgment. We're coming from a place of observation. Like, oh, isn't that interesting? When you respond in this way, it pulls out of other people a like vibration, right? So I've been known to say we pull out of others what we project onto them. So let's say somebody projects onto you that you did something, I don't know, not the way you said you were going to do, or it wasn't nice, or whatever. They have a lens that they're looking through. And maybe they have some details, maybe they don't, but they're looking through their lens and they throw it on you, right? And you receive this. Now, I think it was Wayne Dyer who talked about karma. Their karma is their karma. Your karma is how you respond to it, right? So how you receive something is really interesting. It's really important, what you do with it. But also then you can look at like what happened that caused them to throw or cast the judgment.
Because I find that it's contagious. Feelings are contagious in the most beautiful way. If someone reaches out to me and with gratitude or just a surprising little appreciation comment, I feel so good with that I'm most likely going to extend that to someone else or take a moment and be like, oh my gosh, that was so sweet, right? To really take a moment. Like this morning, our team told us that there was a very sweet email that arrived.
Oh,
And it
yeah,
was
beautiful.
from one of you that writes songs. And you wrote us a very beautiful email and then attached a song to it that you wrote.
Just a link, and it said light, and it had an icon. You almost would miss it unless you knew. And it was like this magic door opened up, and this song came out. It was so beautiful.
This is singing to us.
Yeah.
And that's so beautiful. And the song was about appreciation and being in the
Living in the
light,
light.
living in the love.
Yeah.
So that helped me be in that mood. That's why music is so beautiful. You know, you can listen to inspirational music that, even if it doesn't have lyrics, the music itself helps shift state, shift the mood. But I've also noticed that I have to be so aware if I feel attacked, especially unfairly attacked, I might want to bite back.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying it's ridiculous. Like I've always used this example. And one of my teachers told me years ago, you know, if someone told you you were a big purple elephant, would you be upset? No. Why? "Well, I'm not a big purple elephant, and that's just ridiculous." Well, then if you're reacting, you must think that there's some truth to it. So when they said you're a little stuck up, blah, 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 and it bothered me, it's because there's a part of me that is afraid that's true. So it's a beautiful way to see, like, why am I reacting to that? Am I afraid that might be true? Or then there's the, after all I've done, you can say that.
Well, here's what's interesting. So we're on the receiving side of grumpy right now. So we're actually trying to take ownership
Both,
for...
and appreciation.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, let's say somebody's grumpy in your direction. What you do with that's really important, right? Now, unconditional love is a big responsibility. So to stand unshaken, even when somebody's being a doinky doink, is amazing. And if you can do that, good on you. All the power, all the love. You're incredible, and that's what we're after. But then there's let's take a look at where's the energy coming from, right? So we got that one email that Sabrina talked about where this person's in joy and they're singing about the love and the light, and it's incredible, right? But they also said in their email, life has done this. I mean, I was on a trajectory for this. It got totally sideswiped and went another way, and life was really freaking hard. And I know you can relate because of you shared your story with me, but I'm on the upswing now, and I'm back in flow, and here's love. So that person shared about coming full circle. Can you think, I'm pretty sure they had moments of grumpy or sour or, like very sad, all of that.
Yeah.
But we receive this one, and then every now and then you receive it different. So our company, our business receives a lot of correspondence. Not everybody's in the light. Not everyone sends you a song about the light. Sometimes you get these big, bold, capital letters. Blah, where is my free thing? You're just a scammer. Like, so we laugh first, usually, and we're like, oh, wow, what is that sweet soul going through right now that they have to scream at us with these capital letters?
And just knowing that if you weren't hiding behind a computer, would that same probably senior woman go up to your face and go, "Where's my free thing?"
You're a scammer, you never gave it to me.
In all capitals.
So you have to not project that on them.
Yeah.
So if you go, all right, love and light, and you hit it back, that's an amazing thing, because if you can see past their filter, and here's the key, can you see past their filter from a loving, compassionate place and respond always from love? It's not just good customer support. It's because you're a lover. You don't need to fight. Mm-hmm. And you can do that a couple of times, right, and see if that person shifts. So can you guys relate to this? Have you had something like that happen recently, where somebody was, bleh, you ever have anybody vomit on you, right? And you're like, what did I do to deserve this?
Yeah.
Now, you, of course, take responsibility for your emotion, but can you send love and light back in that moment? That's mastery.
Yeah.
Right? That's mastery.
When I see some of the things that people write in, it makes me so aware of how I respond to people, because you can see so much of the energy of a person in how they're perceiving something, right? So let's say, and we're just talking about this because this is big in our life right now. We do a free 5-6 days of training, and there's so much good. And maybe someone sends an email like, will you use this one word and it used to mean this, but now it means that, and it's not cool that you use this one word because now it's derogatory. And I just wrote back today, and I'm like, what about all the other words?
Were there any good words?
What about all those great words? But to use everything as a reflection back, because I've been so mean to myself in my own life, and I've looked at what's wrong with me, and I've tried to find what was the least perfect to focus on, right? Like 99 things were working, but one wasn't, and I had such a bad habit of whining, hating that one thing, and thinking that I wasn't good because of that one thing. And so using other people's reaction with a compassion, oh wow, I do that same thing, and then responding in a way, because they're me in that moment. Okay, Matrix, that person writing, picking like the one thing they didn't like is me doing that to myself. So the way that I respond to them is actually full circle with myself. The screaming ones in all capitals, those are hard for me because in life, that's never been my go-to. Like, I don't scream at people. I get hurt. I get quiet. I cry. I whine. I go inward. It's the same thing. Some people go bah! On the outside and some people do it on the inside, but it's the same thing. And so I had to see that. But then to just pause and go, who has done something to these people or this person that if they didn't get an email, or if something went to their spam folder, or if they typed their email incorrectly so they didn't receive it, or if they used a PayPal email but they're checking a different email, that within moments they think they're being cheated or scammed or attacked. Like, you have to kind of pause and be like, things have happened to that person where their normal is to be cheated and to be attacked and to be scammed, and that's what they're expecting. And what in that moment can we do, if anything at all, to help them see that that doesn't have to be the normal anymore?
What I've been doing for me is if I have a reaction to something like that, I immediately scan myself to see where am I maybe doing that. Because if that shows up on the window of my consciousness, my life, that was a match somehow. Now, I'm really good at the art of unattraction as well. So the art of unattraction is don't bite the hook. Don't get all messy with it.
Don't draw your gun.
Don't get jiggy with it. Let it be like a moving cloud, right? Because sometimes it's a piece of mail that was sent and it was delivered to the wrong address. Just don't open it and send it down the river, right?
Bye.
Let it go. Like, so you can have, and I don't think of them as tests anymore. You say, oh, I'm being tested. But like, if it's showing up and I don't engage it and activate it, it doesn't stick to me. So this is a really good point. But also a really good point is to check in and go, where am I maybe doing something similar in my vibration that I'm having this reflection, and therefore it's a lesson. So then they become the messenger of the lesson. And it's like, whatever, that's great. Thank you for being the catalyst. If someone is trying to harm your person, or they're being, very negative in your direction, then I think there is a place for, stepping in with a strong protective energy, because nobody deserves to be treated badly. You in particular don't deserve to be treated badly by other people. And there could be a vibration in us that's allowing for that, where we don't feel the confidence to stand up and protect or say what needs to be said. So it's always a good time to check in, like, where are you at when it's happening? And if you're feeling grumpy, which I know is sort of like where we started the conversation.
Or hurt, then
you're probably going to attract some grumpy. So maybe the grumpy emails are my fault, because every now and then I get grumpy. And I attracted the grumpy emails. I don't know. But I don't get grumpy because it's enjoyable. I just notice it's when my body's off. I haven't had enough water. I haven't had enough sleep. I'm overworking myself. And it's really my body's barometer through emotion letting me know, hey, bro, you're off. And that's how it comes out. It's not that I want to be a doink. It's just I'm not feeling good, and that's mine. So if you have the grumpy gene, if you get that, maybe you need a little self-love and self-care, and don't beat yourself up for it. And don't beat others up for it. Right?
Yeah.
Own it. Own it. Hey, buddy. We okay? You okay? Okay. Thanks for coming. Winnie came to say hi. So let's see, what do we got coming in?
It's interesting. The grumpy, like, that word sort of to me means like you're fretting. Other people know that you're grumpy. There's this kind of silent grumpy that you're just walking around that probably feels closer to sadness or depression. I mean, we're just talking really about habits and feelings. So when you have one of those feelings, sometimes it's good to say, is this the first time you've ever felt like this, Sabrina? And the answer is probably going to be no, right? And I'll tell you the one that gets me. Oh boy, this one really gets me.
Oh, these are we're revealing our triggers.
Someone that is admired or respected by a group of people for being perhaps some type of kind person or leader or teacher. And I've had some of the behind the scenes, like, what the hell? Like, that.
What do you mean? They had a particular behavior that was outside of their representative?
Numerous times where you feel like you've seen behind the curtain. And then that part of me wants to tell.
You want to expose
I want
them.
a tattletale. But then I thought about it because I had something like that happen today. And I thought, does that hurt or help the people who are being inspired by that person? Because they're being inspired by the work, by what they feel. Why should I take the positiveness that is inspired in those people by this person that every now and then is like not cool or rude or
Grumpy.
bitchy or grumpy?
Grumpy.
And you know what? I realized, I think almost all of us on this journey of being better people, evolving, seeking more, is because we've all struggled with that. Why would I even talk about choosing positive feelings unless I have dealt with extreme negative feelings in my life, that's been an issue for me? And I realized in that moment that all of us who teach what we teach, it's because that's what we've struggled with most in our lives. And if I've got to forgive myself, and I can forgive them. And as I forgive them, I forgive myself.
Yeah.
And there's no winning in that game, right?
I'm really loving the evolution that's happening through these things. So here's some good feedback for all of us. The next time you get a grumpy grump shows up in your life and you respond from love and kindness and playful, or you don't let it stick.
Yeah, not as a victim.
You have just proven to yourself evolution is taking place.
Yeah, that's good.
Right? Because you didn't react. You didn't come from fear, or you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back.
Yep.
Like if you could respond, and sometimes that doesn't mean like being like roll over or being super like passive, like, oh, it's fine. I'm not saying be that. I'm saying stand for the energy that you are, which is kind, strong love. And you might even need to say, hey, that's actually not, like, depends on how whatever the thing was. But let's say you received something and someone said, you don't seem to be really into this, or I don't feel like you're doing your part, or something like that. And you're like, actually, no, I'm really doing my part. I'm fully in. I love what I'm doing. I love this thing that I'm doing with you. Even though you're projecting this whatever on this direction, it's all good in the hood. And let me just share with you how much I love this and why I love it. And you just come back with love, right? But you stand strong and you hold your ground. You're providing them a beautiful mirror. Because as soon as you're not the mirror and you go into that other place and you get infected by their grumpy, you now have gotten entangled. Mm-hmm. And you've lost your place of power, and you didn't really serve them or yourself. So really think about that. Next time something wants to throw you off, just step in and go, but wait a minute. For them and for me, let me hold my state.
Yeah.
Or let me clear back into my state. Because you might have a reaction, right? I received something not long ago that caused a reaction. I was like, whoa. That's jacked up, man. Like, that's not at all what's happening here.
We've had an interesting 2023 already.
And then I thought, here's what I did. I became them with loving compassion. I thought, oh, they're probably having a really bad day. You know, life's been hard lately. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. Maybe they're struggling. Maybe there's something going on with one of their parents. I learned this from Sabrina. Like, she always jumps in with this benefit of the doubt, which I didn't used to do. I used to just be like, really? I'll show you. You know, that was the old Tristan. I was like, maybe they're just having a bad day, and it's okay, and I'm going to send them love. And man, what a shift that's made, because it stops calling those things in.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel so beautiful because you actually held space for them and yourself. That's mastery. Mm-hmm. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's all those sayings about, you never know what a person is going through. And on, can't remember, recently, in the past week, one of my students posted a meme that I really loved, and it was something like, be so grateful for this breath because someone else just took their last one. And I drug it off of social media and onto my desktop because I'm like, that's so beautiful. Just be grateful for this breath because someone else just took their last one. And I want to be grateful when I take my last one. And then within moments, my mom came in and told me that one of my cousins had passed away in his sleep.
Wow, yeah.
Only 51 years old with no medical issues going on. Just he didn't wake up. And that was just within moments of that. And younger than me, out of the oodles of 20-some grandchildren, he's kind of down the line a little bit. And me and Larry are the oldest, my brother. And the sadness of the family and the extended family and the feelings that everyone would feel. I'm sure that if you ran into some of them at a grocery store, at a normal place, or at a florist, or in traffic on their way to deal with some of the things that had to be dealt with, maybe they weren't present. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you never know what's going on, especially in traffic. I'm always giving people a break in traffic because you have no idea what they're coming from or going to. Everyone gets a pass, even if they don't deserve it.
Yeah,
Right?
that was a crazy curveball. You guys did not see that coming. And that's a powerful statement as you're taking in this breath right now. Somebody else is taking their last. And I remember years ago reading something in a yoga text, and it said something to the effect that each one of us has been allotted a certain amount of breaths in this life. And so use them wisely because, you're already spending them.
Yeah. And
that's a interesting reframe. You're like, oh, wow. So you have a certain amount still remaining in your credit line, so don't waste them judging people or being grumpy on yourself. And what did Jay Hud said on The Voice years ago? She said, don't let somebody else's ugly mess up your beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep.
Like, let's stay lit. Let's stay happy and use the grumpy and all the emotions and everything as a beautiful feedback mechanism. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's your energy system letting you know, hey, buddy, let's return to center.
And just think about this for a minute. Anytime, let's say you're on an airplane, you're in an airport, you're in line for something. Where are those people coming from? What are they headed towards? What are they dealing with right now? What curveball do they have that has them off their game? Where, they say something or do something and you're like, hey, what are you doing that at me for? And it's not at you. They might just be trying to survive. They just might need a few days to cope with whatever's going on in their life. That will change everything if you can know that as you move through your life. That everywhere you go, you just have no idea what other people are experiencing right then, because there's been moments in your life where you just needed a break. Right? There were moments that you had to go and do something where you maybe thought, I just hope I can keep it together today. And someone being kind and someone not throwing the ball back if you were rude, someone just giving you some space and a smile would change the world, instead of us all walking around like these bombs that are about to go off with just a tiny touch.
Can I tell a story?
Yeah, once upon a time.
Once upon a time. This is a lovely martial art Aikido story. I've shared it in the past. I forget the author.
Then no.
Then I can't do it again. But it does tie in to this conversation, and this will be my final share tonight. So it's about a man, and why I like this so much is it spoke to me. As a younger martial artist, I was trying to not only earn my black belt, but the books that I had read around martial arts were about mastery. And later, as I started studying Aikido, it was about mastering yourself, and the practice was about awakening love. So the practice in martial arts, being on a path, is called Budo. And so the founder of Aikido, Morai Ueshiba, said, but Budo is love. So it's mastery and mastering love. And so that's really, I think, what this conversation is about. It's like, no matter what's thrown at you or what's going on with you, can you get back to love? That's the path. So this man was in Japan, and he was studying, I think, at the Humbo Dojo. It's one of the largest dojos in the world.
Humbo
I think it's
Dojo.
called the Humbo Dojo in Japan. And he was studying to get his black belt in Aikido, which is a very spiritually oriented martial art, which means there's no attacking. If something comes at you, you maintain your center, you move from breath, you redirect the energy, and you let it defeat itself. Sort of like what I was saying with the envelope gets mailed to you, and you just let it go and let it keep moving. It's not designed for you. And so he's learning this art, and Aikido is actually a very powerful art when it's applied, because you're redirecting energy and you're spinning people through their arms and around their necks, and they actually can crash into the mat or into the wall or into other people. And so it's a powerful art, but it's done from such a place of gentility. So he was on a train going from the dojo back to where he was staying, and he was getting, like I said, preparing for his black belt exam. And a man got on the train who was belligerently drunk and grumpy as all else. And he was stumbling around and holding on to the rail pole, and he was bumping into people, and he was spouting whatever he was spouting in Japanese. And then he pushed this lady and made her fall over a little bit, and he was just being a total doink. And this guy, who is not supposed to attack, Aikido is about love and peace and mastery, he's thinking to himself, I can't not do something. I need to step in and knock him down, spin him. He goes, if he does one more thing, I'm gonna get him. And this man does another thing. He throws a bag with a bottle, and it bounces on the floor, and he's like, that's it. And he goes to move towards him. And this little old man steps right in front and puts a hand on the guy's shoulder. He's like, hey, buddy, you okay? He's like, yeah, don't touch me. Leave me alone. And he's just in this very negative place. He's like, oh, what's going on? Oh, shut up. Leave me alone. You're having a really bad day today. I'm so sorry. And this man starts talking to him. And then so this guy then starts venting. Like, I got fired today. My wife wants me out of the house. This is all in Japanese, I believe. My version of the story. Next thing you know, the man's sitting down. He's not belligerent, and he's just crying and talking to this little old man, pouring out his heart of what happened and how his life's so jacked up. Now, the wannabe black belt martial artist who's sitting there going, I need to step in, he's like, wow, I think I just got schooled. I think I just saw Aikido in action. You don't have to do that to be powerful and to be beautiful. You have to be present, and you have to be sensitive, and you need to know how to respond and de-escalate the grumpy. And that, to me, is just such a beautiful story of personal mastery, and I want to be that guy, right? I'll step in and protect. If you're about to get hit or hurt, I mean, of course. But if you can bring this other powerful energy and hold the love and the light and your center in the face of that, that's amazing. So that's my story.
And I'm sticking to it.
I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and we all have a different label. If you don't relate to grumpy, it's going to be something else. It might have more of a bitter, sour, victim, martyr, whatever it is for you. And I just want to say for myself that the faster I get out of it, the faster I shift my state, the faster I shift my energy so that I can have different thoughts, the easier it is to escape. Because I can get caught in the spiral of it being a bad day. Like, how come all of a sudden when I think not good thoughts, my head hurts? I'm tired. Like, then it just becomes this, what do they call those things? The tumbleweed. And it just keeps rolling. So the faster we can be open to possibility, right? And to shift your state, what do? I would move the body. I would go for a walk. Like today, I actually went outside and it's a little chilly. And just going outside and feeling the sunshine and letting my body be a little bit cold felt good, because it felt like a shift from us discussing some of the all capital messages.
We got a couple of those.
And sometimes the people that write in all capitals like to write like 4 times within 5 minutes. And so, but you know what? I realized I'm interpreting that as they are screaming at me and they won't stop.
Interpretation, important word.
Right? What if it's someone who doesn't even know what button you hit to make everything in all capitals?
That's right. Totally.
Right? Or there's people who respond to emails, but they put their whole response in the subject line. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Like lots of sentences in the because I'm always looking for the response. Or Nicole will be like, I don't get this. I'm like, the whole response is in the subject line. You know, that they just don't know where to put it. And the same thing with the all capital. Or are they, you know, I think sometimes we judge people based on what we know. And that doesn't mean that they know that, especially when it comes to technology. You just got to really give people a break.
And we have to catch when we're doing it, even in subtle ways. We had a technology issue with some videos, and I was dealing with...
Look at Bonnie.
That was Christina. I love it. Okay, see, that we can take. We can handle that. And plus yours was short. So I was dealing with this technology company that was a little what you would call bait and switch. They told us one thing, and then it turned out that you have to pay on a monthly basis after this fact. And it wasn't said like that. It was said unlimited, blah, blah, blah. So I was...
It was unlimited until you used up the limit.
So I was dealing with a correspondent, and I could tell English wasn't their first language, and they were not quite understanding the gravity of the situation, that we were in the middle of a very important launch week, and we had people that were not happy. They couldn't watch their videos, and
So we had all of our videos hosted with a certain company, and
they all shut down.
They just shut them down.
One person pushed the button and said, "Oh, they're over." Anyway, it causes a ripple effect of stress for us and our team, and it's a lot of jumping through hoops and trying to fix things and trying to keep all of our lovely friends and community happy.
But you all want to start a business right now, don't you?
Yeah, right? You got to deal with technology, and people are writing in all capitals and judging you. Where's my free stuff? You guys are scammers. It's not like that, we swear. This is just a good stories for the show. We got to give real world examples, right? And we're still here standing and smiling, so it's all good.
Just read the comments right now that are happening live on Facebook and YouTube, and you'll see the opposite of that.
That's right. Yeah. So I knew this, though, and it's to this teaching. I was like, I don't want to be one of those people that I sometimes read their emails.
Me too.
That are complaining or bitching, because that's not going to pull out of them anything good, even though they're making mistakes and they're hurting our business. And there's a time, I know there's some of you listening go, but you got to do the thing. Yeah, but where are you coming from? That's the key. So we were talking about energy tonight, like shifting the state of your energy. I'm still going to do my best to come from a place of love. And I'm going to write as clearly as I can, not from a reactive place, from a solution-oriented place. And I'm going to hold that person energetically and visually in a place of like they want to help.
Yeah.
Right? Rather than they're dealing with customer support all day and they're just dealing with another one. They want to get that ticket done and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to help energetically. I'm putting them in the mystical orbit and I'm sending the love and I'm going to zero. And guess what they did? and we'll see how long it lasts. Well, I opened a possibility. They turned everything back on and gave us all of our time limit back. Every bit of it. Like, it's a lot. We'll see. Was it a mistake?
Yeah.
Was it the universe? I think it was the energy.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, and then we're going to wrap up, but let's say you go to a restaurant and you order something, and let's say you order some meat and you order it well done. And then the waiter brings the meal and you go to eat it and it's not well done at all. And you can see where some people like attack the waiter. They didn't make the food.
Yeah, don't kill the messenger.
They didn't make the food, or maybe the cook didn't make, or maybe the waiter didn't tell the cook. So sometimes you get mad at the cook. Like, we don't know where to point the mistake. So sometimes it's just better to just state the fact, like, oh, I wanted this well done. Can you help me out with that? I am the best writer to other companies, their customer support team. I signed up for some kind of seminar, and I'm not going to be able to get there till it starts. And I want a good seat. And so I wrote to the company and said, hey, I know that the doors open at this time, but I can't get there till this time because of this. Do you have any VIP upgrades where I could pay an additional fee to have a better seat? Or is there any suggestion you can make for me for a situation like this? I so appreciate your help and all that you do, right? And I got a letter back basically saying, you can come and stand in line or you're sitting in the back, but that's okay.
You approached it from a place of understanding and love.
Yeah, and it makes me, because of our business, so aware. I think that sometimes the written communication, or even when we like call to make a flight reservation or something like that, and you can't see the person, humans feel way more comfortable being bitchy or attacking or being short.
Grumpy.
Where if we think that there's a little person there, maybe working from their home because they have a kid, maybe an older person who's retired but needs some additional income. Maybe you just have no idea who that person is that you're talking to, but it's someone who spends a lot of time dealing with unhappy customers. Can we speak to them with a respect for their human qualities and appreciation of what they're doing? Wouldn't that be fabulous? Because when we go face to face to a store, like let's say you buy something, you have to return it, and you have to go in, you show it to them, hey, I bought this shirt, but this button is off, I want to return it. We don't ever go, I bought this shirt and you took that button
in capitals.
off.
How dare you? You trying to scam me? It was missing buttons. Scammer.
Give me my money back or I'm going to report you. Like, let's just like all be more in our heart, whether we can see the person or
laugh
not.
at the craziness of the whole situation, because it's not going to stop. There's always going to be cray-cray. It's what you do with it.
That would be such a funny scene to show, like Nordstrom's return line, if people were acting the way they do through email.
We just love the mastery of energy, your energy, and taking 100% ownership for what you're feeling, what you're projecting, what we're projecting. And we can really change the world if we could change our energy state.
Absolutely.
And keep flipping into flow. Do your qigong. Get up. Leave the space. Like, become somebody else. Don't write that email and react right away, right? Yeah. Like, go have a, walk around the block. Go get a shot of tequila. No.
I heard that about to come out.
Go shift find a way to shift your state in a healthy way. Come to a session like this and listen to positivity and be around amazing people. So, good stuff.
And just find the humor. Yeah. Find the humor in the situation and respond with humor, especially if the other person feels like maybe they've done something in a certain way. Just let them off the hook. Just let them off the hook with humor. So one of my friends today, she has other friends named Sabrina, and sometimes she'll send me a whole lot of emails about PTA meetings and picking up the kids from school and stuff like that.
By mistake.
By mistake. And so I just respond and I'm like, I know you love me the most. I'm your favorite Sabrina because you send all of Sabrina's emails to me or all of Sabrina's texts to me. Just be kind. Be freaking kind. And it'll come back at you so fast.
It will come back. That's the key, right? That's the secret. What you're putting out, you're pulling back. So enjoy this juicy soul school that is up-leveling you. Each time something happens, think, I just got initiated to another level of love. I just got initiated into a new level of love. I told some of you about the guy who was driving behind me really mean the other day, right? And in the past, I would have pulled over and drive behind him very mean because that's what my dad taught me to do. But I chose not to do that because I was initiated into a new level of love. And that's the way to flow. All right, y'all. Have an amazing rest of your day. I know we have our normal life happening, like normal classes and stuff this weekend. So if you're in our dojo,
Victoria's Secret.
I do believe the dojo doors are now officially closed. So if you got in, awesome. We're grateful to have you part of it.
And if you don't, stand in line. You're in the back of the room.
Just kidding. All right, we're going to go now. It's been a long day. Much love. Bye-bye.